May I call on Miss Blessy to tell us some information about the importance of science?
Good morning, ZPS. Okay, dear children, today, as you can see on the board, it is written World Science Day for Peace and Development. Now, science always teaches us something. Science always makes us realize something, that we grow every single day. You people are also growing each and every moment. But since we look at each other every single day, so we don't realize that we are really growing. But actually, when you sleep at night, you are a little tiny bit, you are growing. Your nails are growing, your hair is growing. Science also makes us realize that change is there everywhere. Changes happen. And you as small children, you should be able to accept those changes. Science also realizes us that there are reactions. Some actions are happening, so reactions also happen. So through the science concepts, we should learn something. Each day is a time for us to grow positively. Not grow in a bad manner, grow in a good sense. Second thing, science tells us that we should change ourselves. As the situations changes, we should change ourselves positively. Many of you have come to this school from some other school. So change of school, change of teachers, change of friends, change of circumstances. And all these changes, we should accept it positively. Not with an upset face or a grumpy face or negatively. You should accept it positively. Third thing, when we are looking around us, we can see reactions happening. Some situations are not favorable for us. It can make us upset. But if you accept those changes in a positive or reaction, the way you are giving reaction, you should control your reactions. All this science is teaching us indirectly. Today I will show you one thing. I have brought cabbage water from home. You know cabbage? Everybody knows about the cabbage? It's a vegetable, right? Yeah. So over here, I will show one small experiment and I will show how changes occur and how we should change ourselves positively. Okay? So let's see what is the experiment. So over here, from my home, I have got some cabbage water, which I will pour it on a glass. And here, along with the cabbage water, I have white vinegar, one of the situations in our life. And I have one more thing, baking soda, one more change in our life. So let's see what happens when some changes are there in our life. Suppose we are like just cabbage water. Okay, Zarmina, can you tell me what is the color of this water? Bluish, right? Purplish. Yeah? Yeah, okay, let's see. So, in this, I'm going to put the cabbage water. They are slightly purplish, bluish purplish, dark bluish purplish. This is representing us, you all, okay? Not only you, we also, we teachers also, adults also, okay? Now, suppose if the situation is bad, we should change the situation into a pleasant manner. This is white vinegar. Most of you might have studied about acids, grade 5 and grade 6. You might be studying about acids, right? Okay. So let's see if we are in a harsh situation. Okay? We should not explode. We should not explode and burst out. Okay? Now let's see what this white vinegar is going to do with the cabbage water. Slightly, slowly I'm pouring it. Whoa, Arjun, what color it is? Ah, so see, the dark color, the purplish dark color has gone into a pleasant reddish. If I pour more vinegar, it will turn into pinkish, pleasant color, okay? Now, so that was when acid is added. Let's see what will happen if I am putting soda in it, baking soda. So, this is water. Yes, so it was oozing out. Yeah, froth was made and it was oozing out. If I pour more, it will more ooze out. What grade 5 and 6 can you tell me? One gas was coming out of this reaction. What was the gas? Yes, Ahmed? What is it? Carbon dioxide. Let's clap for Ahmed. That's lovely. Yes. So it was carbon dioxide. Now, through this small, simple experiment, we learn that life gives you so many reactions, circumstances, and situations. So as we are growing, as you people are growing, try that whatever situations will come, you will make that situation a pleasant situation. Okay? Don't make it dark situation or a negative situation. Make it pleasant, not only for you, but for the people around you, but for the children around you. Okay? Second thing, science also makes us realize that reactions are there, explosions will be there. But we should try to make use of science in such a way that it is not harming others, it is not hurting others, it is not bringing tears in the eyes of others. Science should be used for peace and development. So instead of becoming an explosive material, let's all try to become like a peaceful person, a person who gives positive vibes, not only to your friends, but to your father, mother, brother, sister, relatives, neighbors, to all those people who come around you, who may be strangers. You're walking around somewhere, you see somebody in need, you go and help them. Maybe that person is a stranger, you are a stranger, but show your positive vibes in the society. Science teaches us this also. Okay? So I pray that our scientists, our researchers will use science not for destructive things, but for constructive things. And you also always remember that. So let's celebrate this day, World Science Day, on this concept, and I will give the mic to Miral to carry on to tell you what is science. Thank you everybody.
Thank you, Ms. Zakher, so much for that wonderful presentation. ZPS children, may I ask you a question? What does science word mean? Can you explain what science is? Anyone? Lee.
Science is a thing that we use for experiments.
That's a great answer. Anybody else? Well, the right answer is application of knowledge and understanding of the natural and social world following a systematic methodology based on evidence.
Why are we talking about science? Does anyone know why we are talking about science? What is special about today?
Science Day.
Correct.
November is World Science Day, where we celebrate everything to do with science.
observation and experimenting to learn about the world around us and everything in the universe. There are several different branches or types of science.
Can anyone think of a branch or type of science? Anyone? Physics? Yes, that's one of them. Well, actually, these are the different branches of science. One of them, the first one is physics. Does anyone know what we learn in physics? Huh? Yeah, one of them is biology, but do you know what we learn in physics? No one? Well, we actually learn about forces and energy. The next one is chemistry. Does anyone know what we learn in chemistry? Close? No. We learn about materials. Third one is astronomy. You know the meaning of that or what we learn in that? Astronomy. Yes, right. We learn about space. Another one is botany. Yes, that's right. We talk about plants. Another one, the last one, is zoology. Animals. Yes, miss. It's animals. The grade 4 children will perform an experiment about density experiment with a lemon.
Good morning, everyone. Today we will perform an experiment about the density of an element. Okay, so our materials are 2 jars, 2 lemons, and 1 bag of salt. Okay, so first we have to form a prediction. Anyone wants to form a prediction? Which will the lemon sink in? Will it sink in the salty water or will it sink in the fresh water? Or will it float in the salty water or will it float in the fresh water? Anyone wants to answer? Haytham. Okay, let's see if you are right. Okay, so let's start the experiment. First, we will pour into the 2 jars water. Next, we will put the lemon in the normal water. What do you see that happens? That's indeed correct. Okay, next we're going to put the bag of salt in the salty water. Then we'll have to stir it. Now we will put the lemon in the salty water. Do you see what happened? Anyone have a conclusion about what happened and how it happened? So what actually happened is that the salty water is slightly more dense than the fresh water. And typical lemon is less dense in salty water than it is denser in fresh water.
In conclusion, if an object is less dense than the water around it, it will float.
Thank you, everyone.
Let's have an analyzation. I didn't hear anyone answer why the lemon floats in water with salt. Can anyone tell me why? Yes, Miral?
Because it's density?
Because of the density. Okay. So normally, ZPS children, the lemon has the higher density than the water. So the lemon sinks in a normal water or in a pure water. But when we added salt to the water will increase the density. That's the reason the density will be equal to the lemon. So the lemon will float.
Thank you very much, Faraz and Joanne, for your amazing experiment.
Now, let's have a think about the scientific method. This is the way that science helps us to understand the world around us and make new discoveries. So, we use science to answer questions about the world around us. Let's be scientists together. So, the first thing we do is observe. Observe is about noticing something. The second one is a hypothesis. It's about, I think, a reason of why it's going to work or not. And the third one is to predict what will happen. Another thing that's very important, we should experiment. And after we experiment, we should discover what are the results. And lastly, we have our conclusion. Now that we have a go being scientists ourselves, let's look at some famous scientists. Does anyone know the name of any of those scientists and why they were famous for? So the first scientist, who knows this scientist and what he was famous for?
Einstein.
Yes, that's right. Do you know anybody who what was he famous for? What is he famous for?
For his great experiments.
He's actually famous for his theories and ideas about physics. And this is a picture of another scientist. Who do you think this is? Does anybody know who is that? He's called Galileo Galilei, famous for inventing the telescope and discovering the 4 biggest moons of Jupiter. Now, may I call on one of the grade 3 students, Lama, to talk about vertebrates?
Good morning, everyone. My name is Lama from grade 3A. Today I'm going to talk about animals' kingdom. There are vertebrates and invertebrates. Invertebrates have five groups. Fish, for example, a dolphin, reptiles, a snake, amphibians, a frog. And there is 6 examples in invertebrates: echinoderm, crustaceans, insects, mollusks, worms, archosaurs. Thank you.
Thank you, Lama, so much.
Time to think. Let's think back to the beginning of our assembly. Have you changed your mind about what science means?
Our final thought for the day. If you could be a scientist, what would you study or invent? Have a think about this on your way back to class and tell your class teacher your answer. Now, may I call on Miss Salima, our dearest principal, for a message.
Assalamu alaikum. Good morning, everyone. Well, children, as you you see, every Friday we have our special assembly, and today we had a very special assembly, and you can see there at the backdrop, what does it read? World Science Day for Peace and Development, right? And you have seen all the activities today about science and how science brings about change in life. Changes in life is nothing which is not, it is related to science. All the changes in life are related to science. You saw the reactions happening in the body. There are several reactions happening. As you have seen the colors changing. Likewise, every action in the universe is related with a reaction. Okay? And prediction, analysis, observation, experimentation leads to finding something related to the concept and hypothesis and theory, which is ultimately related to science. So when we talk about science, we don't study science only as a subject. Science is happening around everywhere. Okay? When James Watt was in the kitchen, he was preparing some tea. And when the water started boiling, the lid of the kettle fell down. He was thinking, why did the kettle lid fall down? That is the important point for you to understand. When you see something happening, you must question it. When you question what is happening, you will start thinking of finding out what is happening and why is it happening, when is it happening, and for what it is happening, right? So that will lead to predictions, that will lead to an observation which was related to science, an incident or happening related to science. So children, science should actually be used for peace. Technology is a part of science, and it is related to science, theories, okay, experimentation, research, analysis. So, when technology is being used in our life, it should be used for peaceful purposes. Okay? We must use technology for growing more crops, for producing more machinery which will make life easier, and technology should be used for peaceful purposes. But now technology is being used in a destructive way also. You see around not many wars happening. You see missiles, you see the bombs, you hear every day there is a nuclear threat when the wars are going on. This will lead only to destruction. So the science which we are using is for destruction. It is not for construction. It is not for peace. Do you get me? Children, are you understanding? Yes. So we should use science for peaceful purposes and for development. Okay? And always be strong and have resilience. If there are actions in your life, reactions in your life, changes in your life, stand up to everything and face the difficulties in a challenging way. Okay? And that leads to a lot of constructive way of living in the world. Okay, children? So, you must be scientific in nature. Anything you observe, you question, and you find out the reason. And that is how inventions have led. That is how reasoning and questioning has led to inventions. Many scientists have invented such concepts and theories because of observation, questioning, and inventions. Okay? Did you all understand? Yes. So, at the end, now the students who have presented today's assembly, and Miss Jocelyn, the Science Department teacher, and all the teachers, Miss Blessy, and all the teachers of Science Department, Miss Moji, Miss Blessy, Miss Jocelyn, Miss Celestina, everyone is to be congratulated for developing these scientific concepts amongst our students. And all our students were coming and presenting and following what is science and how are they learning and applying in their daily life. So a round of applause for all of them, children. Please put your hands together. It was a very nice assembly, and at the end we got the message. What is the message? Read out loudly. That's very good. So we pledge that we will use science for peaceful purposes and for development. Right? Thank you. Have a nice day.
Thank you, everyone. Have a nice day.